The essential work of Vermont school boards is a framework that VSBA put together to help define the scope of the school board job and offer best practices and how to go about accomplishing it. We've identified 6 domains as part of the essential work of Vermont school boards, all of which are really critical to doing the job and all happen concurrently, so they're really interdependent. And while we list them and tend to talk about them in this particular order, they really do all influence each other. What you're looking at here is a screenshot of the Essential Work of School Boards Toolkit from our website. The toolkit is a distillation of all the key references and tasks for good governance in each of the 6 main areas of school board work. A good place to start the conversation is talking about engaging the community and establishing a vision overview, because everything else really hinges on that vision. The board is in the strongest position when it is engaged with the community, clear in its vision for education, and unified in its direction. So the board should develop structured and ongoing opportunities for the community to define and refine the vision for the school district. Once the vision is in place, the board then takes on the responsibility for monitoring progress and making policy and budgetary decisions to achieve the vision. To keep the community engaged in the ongoing work of the district, including current successes and challenges, the board must seek to engage community stakeholders in a variety of settings and contexts. The development and maintenance of school district policies is the central job of a school board. The board must ensure the district not only achieves educational results for students, but does so in a manner that complies with legal requirements and meets community expectations. The board does this by setting policies that articulate the values and concerns of the board as trustees of the school district. Once the board has established policy, it delegates the authority to further interpret the policy to the administration, which is often done through written procedures. The board should regularly monitor for policy compliance. After all, if it's important enough to be addressed in policy, it must be monitored. Perhaps the most important decision a board makes is to hire a qualified superintendent to lead and manage education through the district or supervisory union. Boards provide oversight. They do not manage day-to-day operations of a school system. Vermont law designates the superintendent as the chief executive officer for the supervisory union or district. As the CEO, the superintendent is accountable for the operations of the entire school system. To employ a well-qualified and capable superintendent, a board needs to be in a position to assure mutual accountability between the board and the superintendent. The board is accountable to provide clear direction and set priorities for the superintendent, and the superintendent is then accountable to deliver on those priorities of the board. Financial resources support the delivery of education, so the board has an important role in making sure the education system has adequate resources to achieve its mission, and also in providing high-level financial oversight to make sure resources are properly managed on behalf of taxpayers. The board needs to devote time each year to establishing the importance of its financial oversight responsibility and to conveying the importance of careful management of resources by all staff in the supervisory union or district. Managing financial resources responsibly is foundational to achieving the educational mission. You've heard me mention monitoring and oversight as we've talked about some of these other domains. What it boils down to is that the board is accountable to the community to ensure that the district makes reasonable progress in achieving outcomes for students and that the system operates in compliance with all policies, laws, and regulations. To meet this obligation, the board needs to monitor both these areas regularly. In order for administrators to be able to produce evidence related to these areas, the board must clearly identify the student learning outcomes and system operations outcomes it expects based on the board's vision, policy, strategic plans, and goals. Finally, don't forget that the school board is a public body trusted by the community to oversee the system of education for children in the school district. As elected officials, school board members must act with integrity and adhere to the highest ethical standards. Lawful and effective operations are crucial to a strong school board. Effective operations are characterized by well-organized meetings with agendas that focus discussion and decision-making, engaged board members who have the information necessary to make informed decisions, and practices, protocols, and policies that are legally compliant.